New DNA evidence could impact the future of an inmate who has been on death row for more than 35 years. Kevin Cooper was convicted of the 1983 Chino Hills massacre in California that left 4 people dead and an 8-year-old boy critically injured. Cooper has always maintained his innocence. Now the case is getting international attention from big names like Kim Kardashian West and the Pope. Last month, then California Governor Jerry Brown ordered new DNA tests on 4 pieces of evidence from the case. Erin Moriarty has been reporting on this case for nearly 20 years and shares new details in this week's 48 Hours.
Nearly 20 years ago, I got a stack of letters from an inmate at San Quentin Prison.
I'm Kevin Cooper. I'm on death row.
He wrote that he was innocent and had been framed.
Responding to 2951 English Road, 2951 English Road.
Cooper had been convicted of the murders of Doug and Peggy Ryan, their daughter Jessica, and neighbor Christopher Hughes inside the Ryan home in Chino Hills, California, in June of 1983.
And one subject still alive.
8.5-year-old Josh Ryan barely survived.
What does something like this do to a person's life?
Changes your life. You lose somebody and it hurts.
There was strong evidence pointing to multiple assailants. At the hospital, Josh indicated 3 people were involved, 3 weapons were used, and blood inside the Ryan stolen car was found on 3 seats. But then, investigators discovered that one escaped prisoner, Kevin Cooper, a career burglar, had been hiding out in a vacant house near the Ryans' home. Defense attorney Norman Heil.
When you have such a gruesome crime in a neighborhood like that, finding somebody to pin it on was very important, and Kevin Cooper was a convenient person to pin it on. The problem was they didn't have the evidence.
There were no fingerprints or any of Cooper's hair in the house. The state found that only one tiny drop of blood scraped off a wall matched Cooper's blood type. Heil believes authorities planted that blood.
They planted his blood in order to keep him in prison, but I'd like to prove that he's innocent.
Heil also believes evidence was deliberately destroyed, like bloody coveralls turned into investigators by Diana Roper.
And I picked them up, then I saw the blood.
In 2000, Roper told me that her ex-boyfriend, parole killer Lee Furrow, was wearing them the night of the murders.
Did you kill the Ryan family?
No, I did not.
Or Christopher Hughes?
No, I did not. I had nothing to do with any of this.
And former District Attorney Michael Ramos agrees.
He was 30-plus miles away from the crime scene when this murder occurred.
Was it Lee Furrow, Kevin Cooper, or someone else? New DNA tests may provide answers.
Erin Moriarty is with us now. This case is how many years old? 35 years?
35, and we've been on it for a long time because there's a man's life at stake.
Yeah.
Kevin Cooper came within 4 hours of being executed in 2004. So I think it's really important to find out whether he's innocent or guilty.
Well, why the new DNA test now?
Well, I think in short, it's because of social media. Last May, Nicholas Kristof from the New York Times wrote an op-ed. It got picked up a lot of places, and of all people, Kim Kardashian West started tweeting about it. And there was, and the Pope got involved. There was so much pressure on the governor that on Christmas Eve, he decided to order not all the tests that could have been done, but 4 of the tests.
And it's not the first time a request has been made to the governor. But what do you think, Erin, about this case? You've been on it for 20 years. Do you think he's innocent?
Well, a big question is whether the small amount of evidence that points to him was tampered with. And more important, 3 different weapons. How does one man, these people all had injuries from 3 different weapons. How does one man do it? Put one down as he picks up another? It never made sense to me. There's blood in the 3 seats of the getaway car. No, there are a lot of questions about this case, which is why we stuck with it.
Erin, thank you so much. And you can watch Was Kevin Cooper Framed in a special 2-hour episode of 48 Hours. That's tomorrow at 9, 8 Central, right here on CBS.